guys, it's your boy Drew
and Megan,
and we're here for a long overdue story time. I know you guys been waiting on it. I've been waiting on it. You been waiting on it?
I forgot where we left off at.
I ain't forget, baby.
Oh, okay.
Ain't no way I can forget because it was interesting. We left off at when I was, well, before we even get to that, please be sure to give us those big thumbs up, subscribe in.
Share this video on all of your social media, however you see fit.
Okay, we left off where I was getting ready to go to truck driving school. Remember?
Did we?
Yes, we did.
Oh,
okay. We left off.
So we hadn't moved yet.
We hadn't moved yet.
Okay.
We had not moved yet. I was getting ready to go to truck driving school. We were still
sorry,
in.
had to get situated for this one.
Had to get oh God! When I was making the decision that I want to go to truck driving school, and we found out the truck driving school was in Memphis. So
well, yeah. And so we decided that it would be, well, I didn't think that we would have to live apart while you were in truck driving school.
Yeah.
So I was like, okay, well, at the time with me being in the salon or whatever, I'll just transfer there and we'll be able to make it work, and you can still commute back and forth, blah, blah, blah.
Yeah.
Little did we know when we get there that wasn't the case.
No, it wasn't the case.
So now you thought that the roses and all of that stuff had changed.
Well, look.
These are starting to, now the mother's starting to shrivel up and die. Because it's starting to get to that point.
It got real.
Yeah.
It got real, and it got real quick.
Yeah.
I was getting ready to I took the CDL test before I left Mississippi. Mm-hmm. Before I left Starkville. Before I left Starkville, I took the just the written part of it. So I took the written part of the test, and I think, yeah, I went ahead and passed that, and I got accepted in school. Mm-hmm. And I had a start date for school, and sorry.
No, you didn't. You didn't have a start date and all that.
I didn't?
No.
See, hey y'all, check the whole time out. Y'all, these happened years ago. What we're talking about, this is years ago. We trying to get this as accurate as possible for you guys.
Here's the thing.
We're not that old either. Y'all don't judge us.
We got our family and stuff to help us move. We went and found.
Interesting trying to remember these stories.
We went and found an apartment there. Well, not in Memphis, but in the place where I wanted to transfer.
Yeah.
So I had already been there, and I was like, I knew that they had an opening, so it wasn't gonna be hard for me to just transfer, which I thought.
Yeah.
So we pack up all our stuff. We move on this. I'm following my husband's lead. This is what he wants to do.
And let me tell you,
I'm gonna do that.
That was a long move for me. That one right there. Little did I know it was a short one.
Like that was
drive-wise. Yeah, little did I know that was a short, but that felt like a very long ways when we moved, because we was moving with so much then. And, you know, like you say, you was following me, and we went out on a limb with it.
Yeah, I mean, we can keep talking about the move. We ain't even got there yet.
But good.
Every time I try to get to where we didn't get there,
let's
you
get
keep
that
bringing
then.
it back. Okay, so we get there. Anywho, so we get there. Mind you, by the time that we get there, neither one of us still have a job. So at this point, it's on faith, and to keep our families out of it, kind of thing. We kind of told a small lie that we had the jobs and everything, and that you had got accepted in the school and all that stuff, because at that point you hadn't.
Yep, I hadn't. So, and I was banking I would.
Right. So we get there, and I try to relocate to where in that same salon family, and they didn't have any openings. So I'm like, okay. So I went job hunting stuff, still nothing panned off. End up finding another job in another salon that, I mean, it was a predominantly white salon, but I mean, Smart Styles was a predominantly white salon too until I came in and started migrating it into the black community and stuff like that or whatever. And anyway, I ended up doing both. So long story short, but so I found a job there, whatever, and Drew started working at Walmart at the time.
Lord, I forgot that.
See, that's what I'm saying. You hadn't gotten there yet.
I sure haven't.
No, because you didn't even know where you wanted to go to school at.
I sure didn't.
Right. So
selected memory.
Mm-hmm. So he started working at Walmart in the dairy section or something.
Yeah, dairy section.
And at that point is when you got accepted into truck driving school.
Yeah.
So, yeah. Because I was working at Fantastic Sam's.
Yep, sure was. Okay, all right, we there. Go ahead. Keep going.
So then he was like, well, babe, I have to go to Memphis to truck driving school or whatever. And I'm like, okay, Memphis is like, what, 10, 15 minutes away?
Not far at all.
Neither did we know he was going to have to actually live there, like stay there, whatever, for a few months or whatever until he got through with school. And I'm like, okay, now this isn't what I signed up for, but okay. So he lived there, and I get ready to pack up his stuff, and we're at this point pretty much struggling off of my income.
Yeah. Trying
to get everything that he needs for school. I'm still trying to make sure the bills and stuff are paid and all of that stuff. So
that was interesting, younger, wasn't it?
Yeah. So I'm still, the supportive. This is what you want to do. I hated my job, but because I was at the bottom of the totem pole, I was a new chick, and like again, it was a predominantly white salon.
Yeah.
So there were no black people coming in for me, and at that point, they didn't know me, and I'm in the salon with nothing but white women, and I'm supposed to take the walk-ins, and of course, they're looking at me like she can't do white hair or whatever. So it's like, okay, then as the time comes on, then I started getting those regular ones that came in because I could do theirs and style it, and they're like, oh, okay. So it's like, whatever.
Yeah.
So then I started taking some of their clients, and then all the shades started coming in, and then they started hating. Yeah, it was like, okay, whatever. So at this point, I'm gonna leave it up to you because now I've packed up. We've gotten all your stuff together.
Yeah, we've gotten you
packed up. I've driven you, dropped you off. I'm crying on the way back because here it is again. We're still like newlyweds. We hadn't even made our first year yet at that point.
Yeah, it was.
And no, yeah, we did. We made our first year.
I think we just made our first year.
No, actually, we hadn't. We hadn't made our first year yet. No, because in October we moved in May. We hadn't made our first year yet.
It was pretty quick. I know that.
Yeah, so I'm like, okay, my husband's gone. I don't know where I don't know anybody where I'm at.
You started something new. My family is gone. I have like a close friend of mine that I went to cosmetology school with that lives closer in the area, but she has a family.
We don't hang out like that anymore. No. So it's like, what do I do? So I'm gonna hand that off to you because I'll tell my side of how things were at home after, because I dropped you off and that was it.
Alright, so she dropped me off, got to the hotel, checked in, and I'm just gonna fast forward here. Went to the school. It did not work out, obviously. I wasn't cut out for truck driving. It wasn't what I really thought it was gonna be. But it led up to, they didn't live up to saying, hey, because I went to this truck driving school and they saying they can teach you how to drive and no experience at all. They did not live up to it. If you didn't know how to drive, you was hit. Point blank period. If you didn't know have any experience on a big rig truck, they was not trying to show you. They was not trying to get in there and say this will help you maneuver this truck a lot better. It was a sink or swim thing. And the only people that made it through that course at that time was people that already knew how to drive. And there wasn't like 2 or 3 people out around 25 people starting off. I mean, the first 2 or 3 days, it was like 8 or 9 people fell off top. Anyway, between, the normal stuff that, they fall off for. But when I called you, it was because I knew I wasn't getting the proper training there and I'm wasting my time. And I was like, I could be applying this energy to start something else to get some, and I know we needed some type of income. Because this is leading nowhere.
Yeah.
This is wasting my time and I'm getting more frustrated here.
So when I got the phone call, I'm at work, of course, and I'm like, what the hell?
Oh, you was at work then?
Yeah. When you called me and told me to come get you, because I'm like, okay, I wasn't expecting your phone call for one. And, okay, so let's rewind a little bit to tell you why I'm about to say what I said. When we initially decided to move, my income in Starkville was a lot more than, we were good. We weren't struggling.
Yeah, it was comfortable.
But we were comfortable.
Yeah.
So when we moved, I was expecting, like I said, to transfer in the same position that I was in to be the manager at this salon, and that didn't work out. So it was a major pay cut. So I'm at the bottom of the totem pole at this new salon, and I'm like, we barely getting it, because the apartment that we moved into
was a lot higher.
It was a lot higher than what we were paying for back in Starkville. Yeah. And they took us in based off of, because we didn't have any work experience in that town.
They took us
in based off of his
possible
his possible truck driving income. So that left us really check to check, check and a half to check.
Yeah, and they literally, that apartment complex literally took us in off that.
They did. The rent, I believe, was
it was 7.
No, it was close to 7. By the time we left, it was getting close to 8.
Yeah, and by the time we left, because it kept going up higher and higher and higher.
Anyway, so they get the phone call, and I'm like, it was almost time for my shift to end. So I'm like, okay. I wasn't like, I knew this was gonna happen, but
you was I knew it was gonna happen.
Fear had came to a reality. You calling me, telling me I gotta come get you. I'm like, babe, what's going on? I'm trying to understand, why do I have to come get you? The program isn't over with. What's going on? He was like, I don't want to hear that. Come get me.
Yeah, that's it.
Okay, so I'm driving to come get you.
Yeah.
And the whole time in my head, I'm already calculating okay, how are we gonna do this? Because it was hard enough trying to find the job that you had at Walmart when we first got there. So it's like, okay, what we gonna do? Mm-hmm. I need something more stable. Cosmetology, if you don't have a clientele starting off, it's hard.
It's a wrap.
Especially coming into a new town or new place. So I'm like, I need something more concrete. I need something more stable where I know exactly how much I'm going to have coming in every 2 weeks, every week, or however we get paid, to know what's going on. So all of this is going through my head. I honestly don't remember driving to get you.
Yeah, because you probably was so...
I was upset. I was disappointed. I know I remember calling my brother-in-law, my sister and my brother-in-law. I'm like, I'm going to pick him up. can y'all talk to him? Like, can Albert talk to him something? Because I don't know what's going on. And he's not talking to me.
And he did try. He called me. My brother-in-law called me.
So we did have cell phones. Okay.
Yeah, we did have cell phones. My brother-in-law called me. He was like, what's going on? And I told him what was going on. He had said, you just got to stick with it. It's a lot of other stuff in the background that I'm not going to say on camera the reason I left. But it was time to go. Because I didn't want to get one big thing. I didn't want to get stuck with a huge bill for something that I didn't get trained for. Point blank, period. That was my biggest thing. I wasn't getting trained for it, so I wasn't about to get stuck with no bill.
I pick you up and we're driving back home, and you were like super quiet. I'm still trying to talk to you, trying to figure out what happened, what's going on. You didn't want to talk. You was just pissed off. So I still don't know.
The only thing was going through my head then is, okay, this obviously was a huge L. Mm-hmm. And after taking this huge loss, only thing I'm worried about is our household. We got to survive. Right. So, okay, shake this one off and pick yourself up and get to the next one, because, I mean, it happened. Right. It's over and done with, and I had to figure out how to get some money in. I'm like, because now it's the time to just get some money in. Yeah. Point blank, period.
So we get back home, and at that point, I go to work the next day, and I was like, I can't do this. I can't, because my check, because it was commission based. So it's like it was commission based. So and you get commission and you get a bonus or a percentage off of the products that you sell. So it's like every 2 weeks I made clear like $300. Mind you, I said our rent was close to $700.
Yeah.
We got utilities, we got gas, because it was about 15-20 minutes away drive from the apartment to get to work. So it's like,
yeah, it was.
Okay, we got gas. We need food. We need.
I'm gonna tell you. Well, it ain't no breaks in the world when you down. Ain't nobody giving you no break. I'm gonna tell you that from experience.
And
ain't nobody
at the same time, we're still putting on this front with our folks
family that everything is cool.
So I'm at work, and I literally was like, we can't make it off of this income.
Yeah.
Because you were there, you couldn't get your job back at Walmart because they weren't hiring anymore.
Yeah.
So you were like, okay, I gotta find something. You were applying and stuff, nobody's calling you back or whatever. I'm like, okay. I literally got the phone book and was like, I don't know what I can do here, because that's my only experience at this time was doing hair.
Yeah, cosmetology.
So I'm like, I don't know what I can do at this point, but something gotta give. I'm like, let's try customer service. So I go through the phone book, and I'm just like, I went through like the yellow pages, because they literally had a phone book.
Had yellow pages.
So yeah, I go through the yellow pages, and I'm just like calling people, and like, are you guys hiring? No, we're not hiring. Do you know when you guys may be hiring?
No, but you keep checking back. Yeah, this is not the normal routine.
So I end up finding this place, and they started out, it was, low, but it was concrete. I knew what I was going to be making every 2 weeks.
Yeah.
So I'm like, I got to try it. So they called me for an interview. I got hired the same day.
Really?
Yeah.
Good deal.
So, but again, this was probably maybe a couple weeks
later.
You're right. This wasn't like the very next day. No, this was like a couple weeks or whatever after that.
That was a rough character, boy.
And you still weren't working. So it's like, okay, and then my car needed stuff.
Yeah.
And we didn't even talk about that part with the car.
Yeah, that with the car. That was a big car. Now, okay, here's the rundown on that. So, she had an older car.
I had an older car.
Paid for.
That I paid for. This was my very first car. Well, it wasn't my very first car. This was my first car that I paid for.
Paid for.
With my refund and working and all this stuff or whatever from school.
Yeah.
I paid for this car. It was a
LaCrosse.
Was it a LaCrosse?
I want to say it's a Buick LaCrosse.
No, it was a Buick.
Was it a Chrysler?
It was a Chevy something.
It was paid
anyway,
for.
It was paid for. But it had a major oil leak.
Yeah.
And the radiator was busted because there was literally like be water on my floorboard in my car. And so I was like, okay, we need something else. If I'm going to be driving around Memphis, I don't know my way around, for one. I need something reliable.
Hey family, thanks for watching.
Please be sure to follow us on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram.
Also, check out our latest video and be sure to subscribe.
Bye guys.